Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Just make sure everyone got here, because they're only about 5 into it when everyone else gets here. Um, Welcome. We are after midterms. Unless you're taking them this week, then I am sorely sorry for you. But other than that, the midterms are done. Thank you for coming. And today, our theme is how God works in Kingdom Hearts. Now, for those of you who don't know who Kingdom Hearts is or what it is, I got a video that's satirical about what Kingdom Hearts really is.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts,
So, none of that's like, most of that is true, and then he went above and beyond a little bit. So, don't take that video as like this is what the whole game's about, because it's not. It's just people always complain that the story is so confusing and convoluted, and well, that's mostly true. I've played every game an ungodly amount of times, so I know it forwards and backwards, and I know it's not convoluted, but other people think otherwise. So yeah, it's pretty confusing, but don't worry, I'm just going to stick with the first game. um, the reason why I'm only doing the first game is because the only reason why I got to Christianity is because of this game. And it showed the Bible, because I've always been analytical about a lot of things, and it helped me learn the Bible in certain ways because it's always about light, darkness, and the heart. Because Kingdom Hearts, boom. But this game helped revolutionize how I perceive the world, kind of thing. Where if someone I see is good, then I can see light inside of them, and if someone is bad, I can see like darkness inside of them. It it sounds crazy, I know, but that's just how God works through me, kind of that kind of thing. Like I talked about last week with the spiritual gifts, this is my way of discernment, and this is how it makes sense to my head: is people are good, I see light; people are bad, I see darkness. Um, what's really interesting is there's this one part in the game that if I were to choose any scene out of this game to sum it up in 2 minutes, it would be this one scene. So, as you can see, there is a lot to unpack there. Um, to give context, this is towards the ending of the first game, and at this point, I forget if Sora is in a different world or not. He has his dream sequence though, and he's trying to figure out the origins of the girl that he's trying to save named Kyrie. And her grandmother sits her down and tells her the story. Um, and so the reason why Sora is fighting the darkness is because he has to pick up the pieces where the story he was just told to him. That's kind of how we are today. You know, in Genesis 1, God created the heavens and the earth. In Genesis 1, 3 through 5, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. There was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So in the beginning there was both light and darkness, and they lived in harmony, and he separated them to differentiate what day and night was. Fast forward to Genesis 3, that is the fall, when Adam and Eve first sinned and a different darkness was shown to the world. In the video we just saw, the grandmother was talking about how in the beginning everyone was bathing in light, and then they got greedy and they wanted the light for themselves, and then the darkness plunged into the world. This is how I can see the similarities between the two. Matthew 24 is talking about Jesus coming back and the end, or the sign of the end times. But as the grandmother was saying, one day the most darkness will come out. Well, here in reality, that's when the world's gonna be overrun, and the apocalypse happens and stuff like that. But the light will shine through, and that light in our world is going to be Jesus. And she also says towards the end, as long as you keep the light strong within you, the darkness will never overpower you. Isaiah 40:29-31 says, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youth grows tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. I chose that verse because that's how we overcome our issues. We trust God. We seek guidance. We do everything we can to keep the light within us strong enough that no obstacle that comes in our way will be too strong. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. This is setting up for something I have planned in November. And I wanted to teach y'all a little bit of what Kingdom Hearts was and how I think, because I'm going to be sharing my own story of how I got to where I'm at today in November. Since November is the month of being thankful, I want to show y'all how you can be thankful as well. So I'm going to leave it there. My phone locked on me, so I can't stop the recording. But thank you all for coming. I'm going to close this out in prayer, and then y'all can be dismissed. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you that we had this time together. Thank you that we've had a great fall break. I pray that everyone's week's going to go well. I pray that midterms are going to go well if they haven't already. And I just pray that we catch our second wind and always remember that you give us the light that overcomes the darkness. I pray this in your name. Amen.